I have to laugh, and I don't mean laugh as in satirical or anything like that, but I have to laugh whenever we hear Republicans like Elise Stefanik grilling people, in her particular case, 3 presidents of Ivy League colleges here in this country, screaming about anti-Semitism and their lack of condemning that. It just reminds me how much the the MAGA party just completely ignores anti-Semitism until they can make political points out of it. Even Speaker Mike Johnson applied those BS hearings from college professors speaking out against the source of anti-Semitism. Well, anti-Semitism has been here for decades, but it's only been flamed up now. And I don't mean now as in the last few weeks since the attack by Hamas on Israel. I'm talking about the last few years. You want to know what the real source of anti-Semitism is in the last few years? Why it's gotten the track record it's gotten and gotten the push it's been getting? How about the MAGA? How about the Republican Party? How about let's go through some examples, shall we? How about Mary Jean Taylor Greene? And yeah, I brought the bitch up again because quite frankly, she's at the very center of it all. The Jewish space lasers, claiming that the California wildfires were the results of space lasers that connected to the Rothschilds. That's not just the spinning tales, but dredging up one of the oldest anti-Semitic myths that the Jews puppeteer global events in this world, which is a lie. Another lie pushed by neo-Nazis and the Ku Klux Klan, the most destructive hatred things that anyone could say, Mary Jean Taylor Greene said. How about the dangerous talk of Zionist supremacists, which is another lie, saying that they're steering immigration. It's not just a lie, it's reckless, because it could lead to people dying. Actually, it has led to people dying. How do I need to talk about QAnon? The big bag QAnon. How about equating the COVID pandemic to the Jewish Holocaust? Saying that wearing masks and carrying the vaccination status cards are like wearing the Star of David that says Jew on it during Nazi Germany. An insult to those who actually went through that shit. How about the idea, but the one name I keep hearing about all these supposed anti-Semitics is the invocation of George Soros, a Jewish philanthropist. See, they keep screaming his name, but they can't even give us any kind of idea as to what he's done. None. How about the fact that there's this conspiracy that the Jews are historical manipulators, which is bullshit, promoting that conspiracy theories that Zionist supremacists are trying to switch things up in immigration. Oh, about that, I'll get to that in a few moments before I close out this video. But to sum this whole thing up, you're not fooling anyone about any of this because you're trying to make political points of a tragedy, a tragic terroristic attack that's having an unfortunate fallout here in this country. But here's the thing, and here's the point of all of this. Whenever I hear Mike Johnson or Elise Stefanik or Mary Jean Taylor Greene or anyone in the MAGA, in the House and Senate, and especially you right-wing pundits on Fox News, OAN, and Newsmax talk about how it's wrong to be anti-Semitic when they don't even try to address where anti-Semitism got its rise from in the last few years. So I'm going to give you some examples as to how and why anti-Semitism's been on the rise, but it's not because of the Biden administration. It's not because of the Democrats. It's not because of blacks or any other reason the MAGA wants to give you. It's because of Donald Trump and the MAGA. In 2019, there were 2,107 anti-Semitic incidents recorded in the United States, including deadly attacks by gunmen in a California synagogue, in a New Jersey kosher grocery store, and a failed stabbing at a rabbi's home. The actually the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, actually audited out of anti-Semitic incidents from 2019 counted 1,127 cases of harassment, 61 cases of physical assault, and 919 instances of vandalism, more than half of those assaults taking place in New York City. Do I need to remind you of 2017? The Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia at the University of Virginia, where neo-Nazis and Ku Klux Klansmen marched with burning torches and red hats on their heads, screaming, "Jews will not replace us." Now, I'm not going to show you any of that video because it's pretty damn sick. But at that same weekend, counter-protesters fought these people, counter-protested against them, and a young woman, Heather Heyer, was murdered by one of those Ku Klux Klansmen and neo-Nazis who screamed, "Jews will not replace us." And what's Donald Trump's response? There are many people, there are good people on both sides, on many sides, refusing to even say that there are no good people on the Ku Klux Klan or neo-Nazis that got that woman killed, but didn't want to anger any of his supporters by mentioning them and condemning them. Instead, we got there are good people on many sides, But one of the things I really want to talk about when it comes to the hypocrisy of Republicans saying anti-Semitism is bad is November 4th, 2018. That was the day of the Tree of Life Synagogue massacre in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 6 people injured, 11 people murdered in a synagogue. What was the motive of this massacre by the perpetrator, Robert Gregory Bowers? Anti-Semitism and the belief of the white genocide conspiracy theory. Anti-Semitism. And where did we hear from people like Elise Stefanik? Nothing. What did we hear from Mary Jean Taylor Greene? Nothing. What did we hear from the people who pushed that conspiracy of white genocide? And Tucker Carlson, Steve Bannon, I'm talking about you two shrubs. Nothing. What did we hear from the then President of the United States? And before you MAGA fucks want to be smart asses, the president then was Donald Trump. So what did we hear from him? Nothing. No, actually, I'm over-exaggerating. We heard just that old phrase, thoughts and prayers. That's all we heard. Thoughts and prayers. Doesn't matter if people were killed, families were destroyed, just thoughts and prayers. Do you know what we didn't see? We didn't see congressional hearings or senatorial hearings on anti-Semitism. We didn't hear Elise Stefanik outraged about this, yelling at college professors like she did earlier. All we heard was deaf silence. You think we're stupid, don't you? Did you not see what you're trying to do? You're trying to do that. You're doing all this, Stefanik, especially for attention. Look at me, Donald, look at me. This is what I did today. This is what I did. And it's pathetic. People died. And people are dying now in Israel and in the Gaza. And all you're trying to do is appease Donald Trump. You, Elise Stefanik, you, Mike Jackson, Speaker of the House, are pathetic. You, the MAGA, are pathetic. You, trying to use these tragedies and instances of anti-Semitism in this country, which do exist, are pathetic. All trying to make political points of people actually being hurt. You people are pathetic. And we see right through your asses. So Stefanik, as much as you want to try to make yourself into Donald Trump's new whore, which you already are, mind you. I mean, I shouldn't say new whore, you probably already are. Stop. Because we see through your bullshit. Because we see the hypocrisy that you didn't do anything after people have died during the Trump years. But since it's not Donald Trump anymore, all you're going to do is just keep screaming about anti-Semitism because you have nothing left to attack Biden with or to attack American citizens with. So, on behalf of everyone out there, go screw yourself, Elise Stefanik, and especially you, Mike Jackson, who you think are, for some unknown reason, you think you're Moses. You're pathetic. But more to the point, all of this is just to cover up the fact that you are anti-Semitic. The MAGA is anti-Semitic. And you've proven that over and over again. You're just trying to find ways to cover it up. It's sad, really. It really is. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.